this part is um, something that I've never heard anyone talk about. Hey everybody, my name is Darin Nakakihara, and I was diagnosed with ALS about almost exactly a year ago, November 9th, 2023. I have quite a few update videos since then, so if you want to go back and check those out, I have them in a playlist. And you can see exactly like how this thing is progressing over the past year. So here's a little update about how I'm doing right now. Crappy. No, I mean, things were getting harder and harder, right, over the past year. But it seems like over the last few weeks, my quality of life has been challenged. So, for instance, there are days when I can't even lift a fork to my mouth. Um, so, like, imagine how frustrating that is. I tell my wife that there's just a loss of dignity, and what I mean by that is um, you're needing assistance with things that you never thought in a million years you would need assistance with, like pulling up my pants is nearly impossible, and Velcro is not going to do the trick. Like, I need help pulling up my pants and eating food, and I like you just lose your dignity with this disease. I mean, how much of that is ego? A lot, but it's understandable, okay, for anybody that's affected with this disease. And um, my wife does such a good job of reassuring me and telling me, but man, it's a hard pill to swallow, when you lose that independence. And just like the basic necessities of life are becoming really hard. This is like becoming such a downer, but I want to be real with you. I want to be authentic. I want to tell you exactly like how I'm really doing. Is there joy in my life still? Absolutely, there is joy. I have come to realize how important relationships are, and I am like so choosy about the people that I will let be a part of my life, and you should be too. You need unconditional love from someone. I read a post the other day, yesterday, and I thought it was so good. It said, "Don't ever apologize for having high standards." I have a very limited amount of days left on this earth, and so I don't want to waste it on fake people. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's say you get diagnosed, okay? The first thing they're going to tell you is to get a second opinion. And why did they do that? It's because there's no test to diagnose ALS. So even though you get diagnosed, which is a challenge, I get it, um, it's like nobody really knows. So you're sitting there wondering, do I really have it? You're like, who knows, man? So should you get a second opinion? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll tell you what I did. I got diagnosed by a regular neurologist. And he's like, I've only seen this disease a few times in my career, so you need to get a second opinion. So he was trying to get me into this ALS clinic at UCI, um, and my insurance like wouldn't let me go there. We finally get to UCI, and I meet with the neurologist there, who specializes in ALS. Sorry, it is just so hard to talk now. We tell him my symptoms and show him the test that the other guy ran, and he's like, it sounds like you have ALS. So that's how the diagnosis was confirmed. Is it, does that sound weird to you at all? Like, he ran no tests. He just went off the other guy's tests, which in hindsight is kind of crazy. So once you get into a clinic, you're like, all right, now I'm in the right place. I'm going to get treatment. Everything's going to be good. Well, here's the real deal with a clinic. Is it better than just a regular neurologist? Yes, because all of the other specialists that you will see, like a breathing person, PT, OT, they will all be in that one office. So that part is great, because if you didn't get into a clinic, you would be going to separate appointments all the time, and what a waste of time that is. So why do I say it's a waste of time? Because they don't really treat you. All they do is measure you. You become a data point for them. So I only go to the clinic every 3 months, and all they do is measure you. So how strong you are, they just measure the progression. And because you're so compromised, they can't really help you. There are a couple of medications on the market that are approved for ALS, but they're not even very good. You know what I mean? They don't cure you, and they don't make you feel any better. I took Radisol for a couple months, and it was horrible. I had to stop because it was making me worse. Like, the side effects were insane. So I stopped taking that. The doctor was fine with it. Okay, so a year out, I wish I had done this sooner, but here's my advice, okay? Definitely get into an ALS clinic. And it's not because they're gonna like be miracle workers for you, because they're not. And they admit it. There's not much they can do for you. But you need the benefits of being diagnosed with ALS, okay? Now, this part is something that I've never heard anyone talk about, but if you can afford it, get into a functional doctor. We found one who was recommended by like so many random people that we know, and the thing that strikes you immediately is how curious they are, because they want to find out why things are happening and see if they can help those things. So there are a lot of other things that mimic ALS, and you should make sure that you don't have it. The regular doctor will put you through a bunch of tests, and one of them will be the Lyme disease test, the Western blot probably, because that is what is approved through insurance. So what you'll find is that your regular ALS doctor is bound by the constraints of insurance, and they will only do what is approved. A functional doctor is not covered. So that opens up a whole new world, right? They're able to really dig in and see if it could be something else. Or they'll treat you in ways that the other doctor just is not able to do. And for example, the Western blot is not an effective Lyme disease test. And if you want to dig deep on this, you should watch the movie The Quiet Epidemic. That will open your eyes. So, anyways, so I get into functional doctor. I don't have Lyme disease. He ran a more thorough test and came back negative, unfortunately. But he ran some other tests and some interesting things came out of it. And so uh, he has me in a hyperbaric chamber a couple times a week. And the first time I did it, man, I felt really good after. And the 4 times since, it hasn't felt any different. But the one thing that a functional doctor will do for you is it will give you hope where there's not a lot of with this disease. It is like the most hopeless disease ever. Even like cancer, right? You can treat cancer now. It's super depressing. Okay, so speaking of depressing, um, early on, my wife went to talk to someone she knew whose husband passed away from ALS. And so she came back and told me what she said, and she talked about how terrible the disease was and blah, blah, blah. And I felt worse after hearing all that. We also talked to another person, and they just talk about like survivors only talk about how terrible the disease is. And honestly, that's not helpful for a patient. I don't know about you, but I don't want to hear that. Like, that's not going to help my state of mind at all, you know? And I'm not saying I want it to be sugar coated, but keep that stuff to yourself, you know what I mean? Like, I will experience it when I experience it. And I just I just don't want to hear that stuff. And I'm sure you don't want to hear that stuff too. You know what I mean? So here's my promise. I will try to never ever make you feel bad. Okay? Because we have a choice, right? We can listen to all that and feel bad, or we can choose to find joy. And I choose to live my life every day and live that life with joy and be thankful for the things that I have, and uh, just be grateful for everything that the Lord has blessed me with. And the Lord has blessed me immensely. I am not in a circumstance where I feel great about where I am and the things that have happened to me. But man, I mean, look around. I am so lucky to have the friends and the family that I do, and my puppies, and this backyard, and I'm blessed. So I want you to be blessed too. If you want to continue down this journey with me, regardless of who you are and your circumstances, I welcome you because I, I will always be honest and authentic with you. And I'm going to tell you like it is, but there will not be any sad music playing in the background. We are going to find joy together. Okay, guys? I love you and I thank you for watching. Please don't give up. And whatever you do, live each day to the fullest and go find some joy. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do me a favor and share it with anyone you think might benefit from watching it. And I'm just so grateful for you, okay? Do me a favor, leave a comment below and just share some words of encouragement. I will go back when I'm feeling low and I'll read every single one of those. And if you can't think of anything, you know you can always write, go find some joy. All right. Bye, everybody.